Ah yes, it's the return of the Skynet-inspired, soon to take over the world in a fiery apocalypse, Callaway AI engineered drivers. So these are the latest offerings from Callaway. They are the Epic Speed, the Epic Max, and the Epic Max LS. And due to the current climate, Callaway have actually sent me through a fitting kit. So I've got loads of shafts, loads of head combinations to actually try. So today's video is going to be part review, part self-fit. Oh, it should be interesting. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Give that like button a jolly good wallop and get down into the comments below. Let me know what you think about this driver. Are a lot of the features amazing, or do you think they are a little bit gimmicky? So to give you a clue about what is happening with these drivers, the Epic Speed, that is the speediest through the air. The Epic Max is big and forgiving, and the Max LS is slightly confusing. As far as I can figure out, it's got the movable weight, it's slightly lower spinning, but not as low spinning as the Sub-Zero model, which has dropped out of the range, but it has more adjustability with the thing on the back compared to the Epic Speed, I think. Apparently quite a few better players are going into that model because it offers a little bit more adjustability. Let's go with that. We're going to go with that. Apparently the weight at the back of the Max and the Max LS gives a 16-yard difference in flight if you were just to swing normally the same. You know what I mean. But the main feature that Callaway are shouting about is the new jailbreak technology, which is in these club heads. So the jailbreak technology released a few years ago now. It's basically two bars that sit on the crown and the sole of the club in the club head. And by attaching the sole and the club head, it offers an extra amount of rigidity. Faster ball speeds, maximum forgiveness, you know, all that kind of jazz. Now, Callaway have used artificial intelligence to help design their club faces, so the flash face. But now they have turned that evil-minded AI robot free and actually got him to concentrate on the jailbreak technology as well. So rather than just the two bars, it's now a frame that sits within the club head. And as you're probably not surprised, Callaway say this offers even more rigidity, more power, more speed, and all the rest of it. But because it's AI, we may never know its true intentions. Who knows what that frame actually holds? Elsewhere, the crown is even more carbon, so some weight has been stripped out, and it's also got a carbon toe panel as well for a little bit of extra draw bias if needed. Now, these drivers are going to be out for £499 when they are released, or current exchange rate, this many dollars, and that's pretty much par for the course as far as how much drivers are coming out for nowadays. The big question for me is how much of an improvement or non-improvement is it going to be over the Maverick from last year? The Maverick for me was quite a disappointment. It just didn't seem to fit. It was just a bit meh. Ugh. Well, not is not right. It's just a bit meh. And it didn't really bring anything to the party. It didn't feel like it was adding anything extra. And when I tested it against other drivers last year, it actually fell short. One of the reasons I'm a little bit more excited about the Epic Flash is I've actually already taken one of these out on the course last year. Managed to get my hands on them pre-launch. And I have to say, on the course, I was very, very impressed, but that wasn't data gathering. So that is why we are here today, to look under the hood and actually see what's going on. But first things first, let's get fit. Now, I'm not going to bore you too much. Fingers crossed. With every single combination that I'm trying, I'm just going to go through the club heads, trying to figure out which one's the best for me. Also going to take my phone out of my pocket. Bounced straight into the screen of my laptop. Okay. Tell you of anything interesting that develops, some of the differences between the club heads, and then my first impressions of actually hitting these. But like I said, I won't go too hard and heavy on this. I'll just let you know when I've got that good combination of some of the differences between the clubs. Ooh, cellophane off a new driver. Oh. The first shaft I'm going to go with is the MMT. 60 grams in an X-Flex. This is a 9-degree head. I'm basically going to set it to neutral to begin with. I think this is going to be a little bit too much loft, but we will give it a go and see. Now, I think this driver looks really, really, really good behind the ball. I am a big fan of that. A lot more of the crown now is carbon, but Callaway do a really, really good job at actually hiding that. Now, I'm not saying I like it more than the Sim that actually shows that all off, but it's just a different way of engineering that within the club head, and yeah, I quite like it. For all my testing reviews, I'm using my ball, so this is the Vice Pro Plus. Let's just have a couple of swings and see what this is all about. Oh, sounded excellent. A little bit of a loosener there. Well, that was a drop kicky draw. You know what, considering how terrible that was, that's actually not worked out too bad. I definitely need to drop the loft on this. So it can only actually drop 1 degree on the club head, which it isn't ideal. I mean, for a lot of people it's not going to be necessary, but I'm not saying it's going to be necessary for me, but obviously we're in a bit of an enclosed space here, but the sound on this thing is great. Oh, well, what an interesting place to hit me. This is my new studio, by the way. I introduced it in the last video, but if you want more information on the equipment being used, head down into the description. It's all there. And yeah, this rocket net is spring loaded. Now that was a little bit better strike. Yeah, nice. Getting up that carry, just about 300. I'm just going to switch over to the LS. I won't hit too many with the Epic Max. So that's going to be a higher spinning driver and a more forgiving driver than I need for my game. Now, obviously, that's not to say that it wouldn't be very good for your game. So I'm going to crank this down again to 8 degrees. Now, the shaft I've got in here is a Tensai Blue. Now, this is one of my all-time favorite shafts. I've not moved the adjustable weight at the back. Felt decent, actually. Completely different, man. Please ignore the ever-encroaching mess occurring behind me. But we have found a winner. So the Epic Max LS in an extra stiff 70 gram MMT. Now the ball speeds with the LS seem to be a little bit quicker, but if I'm going to be completely honest with you, as I'll try and show in these next 10 shots hopefully, as I just explain a little bit more about the club and how it feels, the level of consistency and accuracy I was showing there, unbelievable. Like, unbelievable. Now the Max LS for me just sits a little bit squarer and it looks a little bit better. The speed seems a bit more bulbous, if that's the right word. Just doesn't quite suit my eye. Whereas this has a much straighter top line. It looks very nice. I've set it down to 8 degrees. I've not really moved the weight in the back of the club around. 70 grams is a slightly heavier shaft than I normally use, but I think it's just helped me get a little bit of extra control there. So straight away, 170 ball speed, club head speed at 119. But this is what I've been seeing. Just very, very, very straight. Oh, take me home. Country roads to the place where I belong. Oh. So a couple of small points that I'm not 100% keen on. So the spin rate for me is a little bit high. So that means the faster and faster I try and hit this club, I think it's just going to spin more and more and more. So there'll be a law of diminishing gains. Ball speed 171.4 average. It's pretty decent. Carry at 300 and then total distance at 320. So pretty good. This for me feels like a driver that could be a real fairway finder. Maybe that I won't go out onto a course and think, oh my God, I'm going to hit some of the longest drives of my life right now. But it's certainly one that I think, you know what? That is going to be a consistent little monster. Okay, let's get into some further testing. Accuracy and of course, distance. Now it is time for the accuracy test here, the 18th hole. Now at Pebble Beach on the Foresight software. Rules are simple. Hit the fairway, you get a star. Miss the fairway, you don't. Now hopefully this is where it's going to come into its own. I mean, you're going over water, fairways at a slant. This is a tough hole, but I think the points are going to be pretty important on these next two tests because this is a good driver. I'm enjoying this so far. Oh, just keep your head up, keep your head up, keep your head up. No! Oh, which way is that kicked? Oh! Oh, it didn't kick the way I wanted. Clubhead speed 117. The only other rule on the accuracy test is that clubhead speed has got to be over 110 just to make sure I don't start steering it down the fairway. I've completely got, I've failed out. I've got, oh. It's literally a simulator. 119 clubhead. It's not a real hole, Pete. You don't need to be nervous. Oh no. Just can't, ah. That's none out of 3. I'm actually really annoyed. It's the whole point of the test, I suppose, but damn. Really expected to hit more fairways. Come on, get 2. Get these last 2. Come on. Go on, go on, go on. Good. Just getting slightly toey, I think. If that was the tendency in this driver, I could of course adjust that back weight just to give it a little bit of a straighter bias. I won't do that just now, because guaranteed the next one will be in the bunker. Right, okay, come on, that's 1 out of 4. God, let's close it out with 2. Oh no, I've left it right. Oh, stay. Stay. Stay with me. Stay with me. If not, stay with me. Okay, longest drive, again, 5 shots. Rules here, clubhead speed's got to be over 115 miles an hour, which I think I'll probably be able to achieve today. Been swinging this actually really quickly. And then the carry's got to be over 300, which this club's been okay, but it's certainly not been carrying as far as some other drivers that I've tested. The whole point of this setup was that I thought it was going to be super accurate. And it probably is. It's not the club's fault. All right, 18th hole, old course. Let's go. 350 yards away the green. Oh, why didn't I see that accurate on the last? Go on, over 300 carry. Go, 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 go. Well over. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's just come off a little bit lower. Go on, carry. Carry again. Yeah, it's gonna go. Beauty. Look at them two. 178 ball speed. Just need to set it off a little bit more right. Need to get closer to the road. Ah, go. Go, 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 go. Go. Oh, it's over 300. Oh, I'll give myself that one. I almost missed the fairway, the 18th to 800. That's 3 out of 3, carry 313, wow. I'm almost finding some hidden depths. The ball speed all of a sudden has just kind of leapt and the backspin's got a little bit more under control. I'm finding a little bit more out of the toe, and obviously we're dipping out the air a little bit quick there. But I think for the ball speed compared, I mean, clubhead speed there at 126, so not too bad. Just got a little bit out of control. 3 out of 3 though, come on. Oh no. Oh, stay in bounds. Stay in bounds. I can't give myself if it goes into the town. Oh, we're okay. And over 300. Up by the green. That's 4 out of 4. Backspin there much higher at 3. On this driver I've found so far, striking it a little bit higher out the toe, less backspin. Striking it better out the middle, increases backspin, but also increases ball speed to 180. Mixed messages here. Can I get a 5 out of 5? Carry over 300. Let's get near that green, come on. No, so bottomy. So bottomy, completely came out of that. Nowhere near. No, that's a shame. That's a shame, that. That's a bit silly. So ball speed's there, really good. So averaging at 178.2. That's Really decent number. I mean, I was swinging it pretty quick. So club head speed there, averaging 126, which is good. But actually, if you have a look at my efficiency, so my strike efficiency, that's how fast the ball is coming off the club face compared to how fast I'm swinging it. I wasn't actually striking the center of the club that often, and the ball speed considering, yeah, that's really good, very impressive. You see those last couple of shots, how the backspin just kind of revved up. The fourth shot was a weird one though, because that's probably the best strike of the day. Carries all over 300 apart from the last, and their average of a 325 distance in total. This driver is intriguing. So for the final results of the Epic Max LS. First thing to reiterate is obviously it was a bit of a self-fit today. I'm going to imagine that a proper Callaway fitter could have done a much better job than me. However, I did the best that I could on the day. And always remember, these drivers are going to be retested out on the golf course and also the power ranking, which will be coming very soon. All marks are out of 50, and of course they are subjective to how I think about clubs. You may think very differently. Get down into those comments below and let me know. So as far as looks are concerned, I'm going to give these 4 out of 5. I just like the way that they hide the carbon, and even though I love the look of my sim, I just love the look of the top of these Callaway drivers. The actual Max LS for me looks a little bit better than the Epic Speed, but that again is just very much personal preference. I like the way that you can see all the tech on the bottom of the club as well. I think that gives it much better shelf appeal. Sound, that is a 5 out of 5 for me. It just sounds very good. And for feel, I'd give it 4 out of 5, so 9 out of 10 if you join those last 2 groups up. I think both those things are very close together as far as sound and feel goes, but I don't think it felt quite as good as, say, the Ping that I actually tested out last time. So the features and the customization, I'm going to give it 3 out of 5. The Max LS has that adjustable weight on the back, but I would have liked a few more options as far as cranking down the loft. The X factor on this club, I'm going to give it 4 out of 5. Now, you could say that the jailbreak technology, the flash face, obviously the movable weight, you know, these are things that have been done before, but I just think the level of intrigue around this product is a little bit higher than some of the others out there at this moment in time. You know, having that frame in behind the face, it is interesting, and it has that AI Terminator about to take over the world theme. Well, that's the theme that I've put on it anyway. Accuracy, 1 out of 5, which I'm really disappointed with, because when I was getting myself fit, and maybe that was the problem, because I did hit a lot of shots, I can kind of feel my back stiffening up a little bit. So the chances are I just had a bad 5 shots there, which is a shame, but that's just the nature of the beast. Distance, 4 out of 5, actually found a little bit more carry there. I think there are some issues maybe with this club when we get to spin rates. And that's why I'm only going to give flight 3 out of 5, because I think controlling that spin out on the golf course, which again, it will be tested, may be a little bit more of a problem, but we'll have to wait and see. Forgiveness, 4 out of 5. Yeah, I was quite impressed. Considering that I wasn't striking the ball particularly well, certainly on the distance test, if you look at my smash factors, the overall ball speed from an off-center strike, and maybe that's something to do with this flash face, with this new structure inside the club head, the ball was coming off much quicker than I anticipated, and actually much quicker than the Maverick driver, which I was trying last year. So there's definitely an improvement there. Value for money, I am going to have to give it a 2 out of 5 though. I mean, 500 quid for this driver, which is an improvement over last year, but is it that much of an improvement? I mean, that's for you guys to actually find out, but I kind of think that 500 quid only a year after releasing a previous driver, I think that's a little bit steep, even though I really like this club. So out of 50, that gives the Max LS 34, which is oddly enough exactly the same as the Ping. And I'll keep a little league table going on this. And throughout this year, I am going to be testing lots of drivers and lots of clubs, which I am going to be putting into different rankings and testing them in a different way. So stay tuned for those. And there'll also be a pure distance chart called the Power Rankings, which are going to be coming very soon. But guys, get down into those comments below. Let me know what you think about these drivers. Let me know about everything that you've seen within this video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Follow me on my other social media platforms. Wallop that like button as hard as you possibly can without damaging anything on your body or on your electronic devices. Thanks very much. We'll see you next time.